Hello, and welcome to another edition of Good Deeds. It's brought to you by justserve.org. There are so many great organizations here in the Sacramento area that are helping people, making this a better community. And if you're looking for a way to plug in and donate your time, volunteer, you can get connected with fantastic organizations through justserve.org. It's a great place to start. Today, we are talking with Andrea from Cats About Town and finding out more about the work they're doing in our community. Hi, and thank you for being on Good Deeds.
Hi, thank you so much for letting us speak about the work that we do.
Absolutely. As a cat lover and cat mom myself, I'm very passionate about people helping cats. What are some of the things that you're doing to help cats and people in our community?
Absolutely. We have hundreds of cats and kittens coming into our care every single year. Last year alone, I think we brought in and adopted out over 400 cats and kittens. One of the biggest things that we do is we spay and neuter every single cat and kitten that comes through our care before adoption, which is really important because we're facing a devastating increase in unwanted cats right now. Cats and dogs as well are filling the shelters. So we do our best to get everybody healthy and adopted out so that we can make room for more.
Absolutely, absolutely. When it comes to pet adoption, it's so important for people to meet the pets, interact with them, because they all have individual personalities like we
Oh,
do, and
yes.
and just like you don't click with every person, you may not click with every animal. What are some tips you have for someone that maybe they want to give a homeless pet a home, a loving, good home? What are some things that they should look for, things that they should do when meeting prospective pets?
I find that your gut kind of helps you really feel something if the cat is right for you. We have a lot of adoption volunteers as well. So we'll have people come in and say, I'm looking for a cat that's good with dogs, good with kids. All of our cats are in foster homes, so we know their personalities pretty well. I also think it takes time. You're not going to know immediately if this cat is going to immediately get used to this household. It takes a lot of time to transition a cat into a new home. So we do our best to match cats with the right owner and vice versa. But yeah, I mean, just talking to our volunteers is a really big part because we do know a lot about these cats. And it's also really important to know that a lot of times the cats do not show their best when they're at the adoption center. It's a very overwhelming place to be.
Yeah.
So somebody willing to give the cats the time and the patience and the understanding that it can take a little bit of time is really helpful.
Yeah, absolutely. The cat you meet in the shelter is quite often a very different cat that's going to
Yeah.
be at your home. What are some of the myths that you could maybe dispel around cats and owning cats? Because I find that there's a lot of misinformation out there, a lot of myths about cat ownership, and that can actually hurt a cat's chances of being adopted and being the wonderful family pet
Absolutely.
that we know they can be.
Absolutely. Well, the biggest one that comes to mind is that black cats are bad luck. They're definitely not. And really, I think a lot of people are more prone to adopt cats that are not black because of that myth and just the general feeling that, you see all the Halloween cats are all black and they don't bring bad luck. I think a lot of people um, are quick to kind of look past them. They also don't have these vibrant colors, so they're not the first to get noticed. But in reality, black cats are wonderful. They're very loving. They just want to be with their people. They're just as great as all the other cats. So what that leads to, though, is that black cats, the cats that are mostly black, are the last ones to get adopted. So a lot of times you'll see that they heavily populate shelters and rescues for that reason.
Yeah, I had a black cat once. Well, he was a tuxedo, a long-haired
Mhm.
tuxedo. Best cat ever, so affectionate. And I found, that's another myth I think that people believe is that cats cannot be as affectionate and loyal as dogs. And I have found quite the opposite to be true.
Yes, absolutely. I agree with you completely. It just takes the right combination of person plus cat.
Yes, absolutely. And you gotta have patience with them.
Yes,
Uh,
definitely.
What are some of the ways that, well, maybe I should back up and ask, what are some of the biggest needs that Cats About Town has, and how can we as the community help and support what you're doing?
I would say fosters, fosters, fosters. We are getting in so many pregnant cats, moms with kittens, litters of kittens, bottle babies. We're getting in tons of them right now. And we can only take in what we have foster homes for. We don't have a facility. So all of our cats are raised in volunteer foster homes. We do our best to provide supplies whenever we have them and whenever we have the funds to provide them. But really, that is our limiting factor. That limits what adult cats we can take in, because I only have a few foster homes that will foster adults. Same with moms and kittens. I can only take in what I have availability for. So if anybody is interested in fostering, we are happy to have you come on board. It's a really rewarding experience. Fosters also have a big say in who adopts their fosters if they want, or they can drop and run. Sometimes we have fosters that don't want to be there where fosters are adopted, and that's fine too. We have volunteer opportunities at the Natomas PetSmart where we do our adoptions as well. We're there every weekend, Saturday and Sunday from 1 to 4. And that's another great opportunity to volunteer if you can't necessarily take home a foster cat. So those are two really big opportunities for help.
I feel like fostering is a wonderful way to, not only help support the work that you're doing, but if you maybe can't commit to long-term, because when you
Yes.
adopt a pet, that's their lifetime. That's a long-term commitment. But if maybe you can't make that kind of a commitment, this is a way to help in the short term, and it's just as needed.
It's tremendously needed, and it's a really good way to get your kitten fix if you want to foster a litter of kittens without the long-term commitment of having several adult cats.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we'll get your website up on the screen here so people can learn more about your organization and find out more about these volunteer opportunities. I mean, I think it sounds very rewarding to me. Spend some time with some adorable kitties and,
Absolutely.
help them find homes. That sounds amazing. So I'll definitely be looking into those opportunities as well. Thank you for what you're doing in our
Thank
community.
you.
Thank you for being on Good Deeds.
We appreciate it.